Citing the terrorist attacks on 9/11, including the attack on the World Trade Center, President Trump drew an X today through the welcoming words of the nearby Statue of Liberty. He signed an executive order he says will keep out Islamic terrorists. Mr. Trump also said today that while he believes in torture, he would leave its authorization up to his defense secretary. Mr. Trump gave no details of his immigration ban, nor has the White House so far. Here's Margaret Brennan with what we know.
We want to ensure that we are not admitting into our country the very threats our soldiers are fighting overseas.
The president's executive action will implement what he calls extreme vetting of immigrants.
I'm establishing new vetting measures to keep radical Islamic terrorists out of the United States of America. We don't want them here.
The White House has not released the text of the order, but sources suggest it will include a temporary hold on all refugees settling in the U.S., a halt on entry of visitors from countries with a history of terrorism, and an indefinite halt on refugees from Syria. President Trump said in a television interview he will prioritize, quote, persecuted Christians.
Yes, they've been horribly treated. Do you know, if you were a Christian in Syria, it was impossible, at least very tough to get into the United States. If you were a Muslim, you could come in.
12,500 Syrian refugees were admitted to the U.S. last year. According to the State Department, almost all were Muslim. Christians made up around 1% of those seeking refuge. Earlier today, President Trump warmly welcomed his first foreign visitor, British Prime Minister Theresa May. She pressed him on keeping sanctions against Russia in place.
As far as the sanctions, very early to be talking about that, but we look to have a great relationship with all countries, ideally.
And President Trump said he'll have his first phone call with Vladimir Putin tomorrow. It was his military intervention in Ukraine that triggered those sanctions. And Scott, Mr. Trump will also speak with the leaders of France and Germany, two U.S. allies quite concerned about Russia's aggression in Europe.
Margaret Brennan for us at the White House tonight.